Hello, my name is GregTech and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I have just set up the next little part of our monazite line, and we are getting close to the end of this bit right here, so we're up to here. Run along. Done all that, so we need to get saturated monazite, rare earth. So I figured I would do salt, but there is also this samarium ore concentrate that we got from, I can't remember where we were getting it from, Rubicon or something like that. So I figured why not, yeah, rubricium. I think that's where we got it all. We might as well process that as well. And I'm going to stick it on there like that. Don't think we need to show that. We're not going to have any recipes on it. I guess we'll do salt as well. Actually, change of plan. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to process this samarium down, I think. Because don't think we're going to be getting... I don't think we're going to be getting any more unless I specifically try to go get that rubra stuff. I mean, maybe later we will. But let's process it down and then I won't have to worry about it, I don't think. Really want to do... Maybe. I mean, at this point it doesn't really matter. It's like, okay, so I crafted up another HV module, but I just have these things sitting in here, but I don't know, it feels a bit... I don't need that fast of a conveyor. Yeah, and then that gives us this. They both do. Then we'll output this into a centrifuge. Now this is 150 seconds. Pretty sure I'm gonna do this centrifuge, the multi-block. I'd prefer this to be the multi-blocks anyway, but it is what it is. Alright, so then that, and then finally into yet another sifter, the samarium. So we only got a couple more processes here. I think I even have the sifter. Oh, I thought I had it. Alright, let's get this going. Import. Probably hook it up to power would probably be a good idea. So if I only have two, well, I guess this will be good. I can carry 4 amps. I'll just go off this, I guess. I want to do this. The multi-block will be there. Actually, let me craft one more. So the multi-block will go, or the energy hatch would go there, so I'll do that. And then get up. I really have to charge my jetpack. I'm just noticing it's getting even lower. Go on. There we go. And yeah, I think that works. Okay, we'll do this, and then we just have the final one. I'm thinking we could probably consolidate some of these sifter recipes down. The only thing with that is if I do like a central sifter, like say I do like a multi-block sifter like right here, and feed a few of these recipes into it, getting the stuff back is kind of a pain. I would need to probably use conduits and filters. Although, I mean, that could be kind of cool. We don't even need to use conduits, actually. We could just use all the blocks. I don't know. Maybe something to think about. I am going to kind of go over this and see if where I want to change plans. Alright, so there is that. Let me get the centrifuge up and the sifter. And, actually, let me try that. Alright, so it does seem to be using that. That's kind of what I was like. I hope it uses this first. I wasn't sure if it was going to, but it does seem to do that. Alright, cool. Yeah, let me fix this, and then I guess last sifter. We'll just go right here. That will be the entire samarium part of the line. I think this is the longest part of the chain. Although this is just the monazite part. There is a whole bassetite part that I think ends up somewhere along the line. I think it like joins in somewhere. I would have to look though. Okay, let me finish that, and we'll be back. So there is definitely something funny going on here, and I don't know what it is. I thought maybe chunk loading issue, because I've had that before. But basically, this just wouldn't turn on. We got that error again. I fixed it. But this is shut off, like it didn't get enough power. But that, to be honest, that doesn't really make much sense when the machines way farther down are getting enough power. So I'm not fully sure, and I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's a chunk loading thing, but this can handle 16 amps. This can output 16 amps. I don't think it will output a full 16 amps though, because I think this is taking one of them. So I think it can do like 12, but we're nowhere near. I mean, I'm using 2 amps right now. So I'm not sure how this wouldn't be getting power off that when it's the very first one. So there's definitely something funny going here, and I can tell because it's shut off, and it's not. And I don't know why it got shut off. And then the other thing, obviously, that not being able to turn that on, even though I haven't changed anything, when I switch it out, it fixes itself. Also, thank you to my Patreon supporters while we are over here. If you want to support the channel, the link is below in the description. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, this setup seems like kind of crazy. There probably is a much easier way, but I have tested a couple things, and it just doesn't. Nothing is like. I feel like it's clicking. Like I've used conduits and stuff, and it just doesn't ever seem to be fully accurate. Turn that back on. Yeah, so this stuff will run, and then all of a sudden something weird happens. So, I don't know. I mean, we can see it's pretty much. We have almost a full tank. So it runs for quite a long time. It just doesn't. Anyway, let's not. I'm not gonna. I threw down another chunk loader. We'll see if that has fixed the issue. Okay, so I'm just setting up the rest of this. I think this is gonna look funny on here, but I don't care. I want the hatches there. It's kind of what I have done. I've done this all in a row. At least for now. I keep saying that. I mean, if it works and it's. Oh, that looks bad. That really does look bad. I mean, I could switch it around. So the fan's on the other side, the controller's on the other side, but it doesn't matter. It's just aesthetics. Okay, so we got our saturated monazite. We got an output hatch here and an output bus there. Now, the recipe should in no way... Well, actually, I don't know. Let me switch this, actually. Just in case this can't keep up. I don't think it will have an issue. I'm just thinking the parallel part of it might be a bit of an issue, because this recipe is 157 seconds. And the next part of the thing is only like a few seconds. So I don't think there's any way this can keep up with that, but just to be safe, let's throw it there so I can throw a... If I need these, I have one in the A system. I can always throw an item thing, a detector or whatever. Okay, so that, and then I do have the... Yeah. Did we get the quest for that? I did. Alright, so next bit is this. I do need a 4. Should just be able to do this, right? And then I'm gonna do... Let's just void the excess. We're gonna get chloromethane from this. The only use I have for this is making this stuff, which we get silicone rubber out of. Well, I already have this whole setup so I don't really need the chloromethane. I think I'm just gonna avoid it. Seems pretty silly, but if I already have a full tank of silicone rubber, I don't need to... I don't think we need to do it that way. Right. I keep looking. Did I? Yes, I did. Alright. So I think... I was like, why is this turned off? Yeah, we're full of stuff here, so everything... Did over here screw up? See, there does appear to be something weird with... Like, this should be on. You know what? Actually, I was messing with cables underneath. That's probably how that happened. This one, I don't know about. I haven't messed with anything over... I haven't messed with anything. The only thing I've messed with was, like, cables from here on. All this other stuff, I haven't touched any of that, so... We'll let it run, and we'll see if we still have an issue. Okay, that's all running. I think I just need to turn this on. Alright, that is a 70 seconds, so it is faster than what that says, obviously. Actually, I don't know why that is faster. Why is that faster? It's running dead. That is weird. I mean, maybe it's like a parallel thing, but wouldn't... I mean, it says the recipe right there. Eh. Alright, so that will go in there, and then I just need an interface. And that, I think, is this part of... I think this is fully... Wait, no. Man, that looks so bad. Oh well. It is what it is. Also, this is a bottleneck. So there are a few things that we can definitely, if we want to, but once we start pumping this stuff... I mean, I'm not going through samarium that fast, so that's kind of what, you know... At this point, we're not going through it this fast, so this is probably fine. Alright, so everything is running. Let me just check this really quick. So, like, with all this stuff running, other than the dissolution tank, We're only doing like 8 amps, 9 amps, 10. We're not even above 12. So, yeah, I don't know. This is still working, right? Yeah. I could speed that part of it up, but it's, Ooh, this part's a bottleneck. Although this wasn't running, so it might have... Although I do think this part is a... Is it a bottleneck? I don't know. I think it's this one. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it at this point. Okay, there we go. Samarium. Shoot. No! I just realized I forgot to complete the quest. Okay, but, yeah, I need to hold the samaric residue. Whoops. We'll do that. And, there is our samarium and our gadolinium. I actually thought that was, uranium, to be honest. Don't know what this is for. I don't know if this is going to have a use in the future. Not really seeing anything jumping out. But, possibly. Ah, there we go. Molten Cinnabite. I have no idea if this is actually used for anything. Rugged botanium machine casings. There are definitely some uses for it, but we will get there when we get there. I think we don't need cerium at the moment, so I think we're just gonna let that. We're just gonna, until I need to get into this stuff, we're gonna take a break from the monazite line, I think. Although the other question is the bassetite. A similar line. I think for now I think I'll leave it. Is the there it is, digester, yeah. Maybe I'll sort out, while that's working, I'll sort out this whole line. Just to see how big it is. So I was doing a little bit of trying to figure out why this was shutting off, and completely unrelated to that. I still don't know what was going on with that. But the reason this was shutting off is because the ratio, for some reason, was getting screwed up. And I have no idea why, but it was working for hours, and then all of a sudden it just refuses to work. So I ended up basically replacing what I had done. Instead of fluid regulators, I am now using shutters. And basically, I just have a fluid detector on each of the tanks, and I tell it to shut off the shutter. So we can see there is fluid in this pipe, but there is no fluid in this pipe because machine controller module is turning off this shutter. And the same over here. We got water in there, and we are turning this off. Now, the only thing to worry about with this, unfortunately, with the GregTech pipes, because they do have a internal buffer, you have to set it up so it turns off, and then when it finishes emptying the buffer, you get the amount you want. So instead of having this set for 9,000, I actually have it set for 6,000, because when it turns that off, there's 3,000 milliliters in there. It empties it out, and we get our 9,000 just chilling there. Same with this. Instead of having it set for 90,000, which we need, I have it set for 87,000. So that just seems to work. And yeah, there's no waiting for it to fill up now. It's just always going to be full. Well, this one actually takes about 4 seconds to fill. But yeah, the recipe is so long that it's pretty much runs continuously. So that does appear to be working. I did try a battery buffer here, and that was not the issue, which I didn't really. I was like, how is that? How is this having problems? Because I didn't think there was any possible way that was a thing. So I'm just going to break that. I mean, I guess I could have left the batteries there. It is a bit of a buffer. But yeah, so when this has the wrong ratio, it just shuts off. That's what it does. It doesn't void the thing and try again. It just shuts off. the tank. So there is that. I did also set up a wireless thing. So there is I moved the output hatch back to right here. Oh, that's right, because this is the backlog, so both these don't run all the time. Yeah, there is a fluid detector here, and I just basically have it set to... All right, well, there's a fluid detector on there. I have it set to basically if there's a second, it can do a one batch, but if that one fills up and then there's a second batch on top of that, then it turns off, basically. And then I have a wireless transmitter onto the thing right there. But, alright, this wants to stop being... Sometimes just want to... There we go. Shift and click while you're hovering. Sometimes it's kind of a pain. So that should have turned on. Yeah, there it goes. So basically this just runs continuously. And then if we look at this, they should have filled, yep, 9,000. 90,000. Perfect. Alright, and then I could actually probably speed that up. I could replace the energy hatch if I wanted to. Drop the speed, but right now this is the bottleneck. I mean, okay, so technically it's not the bottleneck for the whole thing. This is the bottleneck for that. But this is a bottleneck for this part of it. And then this is a bit of it. It doesn't matter, though. It's just going to run continuously. Oh, we have problems already? What is up with that? Alright, so it did take me a few tries with the ratio thing. It's a new type of mechanic, so wasn't super surprised. But I think this is about as clean as I can get it. I don't know. I really wish there was just only put this much amount in the hatch, and that's it. But maybe that's too easy of a cover. And the fluid limiter one just doesn't have a recipe. I don't know if that's intended, but there's no recipe for that. Alright. Yeah, I'll just let this run, and I think we are gathering Europium. We're up to 56 whole Europium. Yeah, it's not fast. But it's there. Oh, so I went through the entire bassetite line, and basically this is the entire line from start to finish. So that is no joke. And basically it doesn't connect with the monazite line until here. That is the part where it combines with that. So I would have all those machines, this entire process, all the way down there. What is that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18 different processes, and it would match up right here on this block. We would get the thing. So this is the one we're getting from the monazite line, and this is the one we get from the bassetite line. So, yeah, just something kind of cool. Obviously, there are other things. Terbium, I have no idea if that's important. But, yeah. I'm going to leave that for now. Just let this run. So as I was doing... Oops. The monazite line, when I was looking at the chloromethane is basically when I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use it. I did notice that our methane was low, and the reason for that is we use it in our silicone rubber. And we do produce methane, but it's very, very small, especially when we're not running our oil, which we are not at the moment. So this was constantly out of methane. We were slowly getting it, but I wanted to fill this up, the silicone rubber thing. Once this is full, we'll be fine. But I was just tired of the methane being empty. So I've actually crafted up a real temporary thing. Basically, I'm just going to get silicone rubber full and then that tank full, and then I'll just let this setup produce the methane that we need. So it's produced, yeah, it's produced right there. We just don't produce a whole lot of it in this process. So it's taking a while for it to produce all the silicon rubber we need. So I just thought I would point that out. I just did a quick chemical reactor here. Basically, hydrogen, carbon produces methane. And then I'll just break this down as soon as that's all done. So that is that. So, in other news, trying to figure out what we want to do next. Now that we have a decent supply of samarium, and look at that, 375. We are getting some europium, not a whole lot. What is that, 38 europium? I think we mix that with hydrogen sulfide, which we actually don't have. Maybe I should get oil going again. The only problem with oil is I kind of just have it running to have it running. I don't super need it, to be honest. Some of the byproducts we need, but for the most part, I get a lot of them from the wood. Our wood setup. Well, I guess it's charcoal setup. That I don't really need oil running. Except for, like, obviously methane. We get a lot of methane from that, so... or we'll probably just bake hydrogen sulfide. I mean, instead of worrying about the oil. There are... I think... I want to say... Is it Europa? Or... There's... heavy oil... is distilled from... Yeah, very heavy oil. We can actually get from... it's Ross 2213. I mean, you get a decent... It doesn't spawn a lot, but you do get a decent amount. That's a pretty big vein. But, yeah, if we do... very heavy oil, you get 150% heavy oil, and then we distill heavy oil down. So I'd probably do it that way, instead of just pumping heavy oil. Yeah. So there's 20% chance of heavy oil on the overworld, but I'd probably go the very heavy oil route. Anyway, that was just a random thought. But I guess we could start processing this Europium, because the reason I kind of wanted Europium was the Tier 5 rocket. We need a decent supply for that. I don't know how many of these ingots we're going to need, but basically it's 1 Europium bolt, or 1 Europium ingot per heavy-duty ingot. But with that running, we should be able to get that, actually, without having to set up. And I haven't... Yeah, we need 418 European boats, apparently. What is that? Maybe that... maybe I need more than I realize. We might just have to let that run for an episode. 488 divided by... Oh, we need 61 ingots. Well... we do have 38. I mean, that's not that far off, basically. And we haven't had this... I've only had this running. This is... I don't know, an hour? And I could obviously speed it up, too, if I really wanted to. But, nah, we'll just get that running. This is actually shut off because we are full here. So, I gotta... There's definitely a few bottlenecks, but not the end of the world. So I've been letting the world run for a while, getting this Europium with a 5% chance, but it does feel like, since there's a chance of 2, we're actually getting almost over like a 10% rate almost, because we have like 1100 samarium and I'm up to 160 Europium now. So yeah, it's definitely over like 10% of what the samarium we are getting. I mean, obviously there's other stuff, like we get 1 here, and 1. So we get like 3 from that. So it's not exactly, you know, 1-to-1. But anyway, we get in Europium, samarium, which is perfect. So I think now that I've finished that, I'm not going to dive into the bassetite line. I don't think there is any reason to right this second. I probably will at some point, just because it's fun. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I do think we are going to start getting the tier 5. The tier 5 rockets. We can get to the next tier of planets. Shoot, I forgot what the other one was. What do I need? Since we have replaced all these with the fluid things, I haven't done the last 2. So molten and molten stainless steel. I haven't done these recipes yet. I just replaced them, so I haven't had a need to do the molten variants. I'm going to do that, and yeah, so I think I'm going to work on the tier 5, and then we will have to get the next rocket fuel. So I think that's a good time, because I'm starting to run out of this stuff for our tier 3 and tier 4 rocket. So I'm going to have to get, I think it's this one. Yeah, so this is the next one. So I think setting up this whole thing, just because I've been doing some of this manually, well, most of it manually, we'll automate it all up to this point when we do the tier 5. So I'm going to do that. So let me put stuff in there. And I'm going to leave the tier 4. I could melt that down, but I don't want to melt it down yet. I think I have everything for it, but you know what? We'll melt it down when I get for the next tier. Once I get the tier 5 up, I'll probably melt it down and use those parts for the tier 6 rocket. I'm kind of like skipping a rocket, so then the tier 5 I'll melt down after I get the tier 6 kind of thing. But all right, so that is that working. Now we do need a lot of quantum. I can't remember how much I only did like 100. Yeah, better get that going. We need a whole ton of that for these, so I probably need to get, and that's 388. Sure, why not? We'll get it going. I think we might have a bit of issues with power. I'll leave it running for a while and see. But that is running at ZPM, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's running at ZPM, so that's... Is it? I don't remember. Yeah. No. Yes, it is. All right. Yeah, I did upgrade it. I was like, I couldn't remember. So yeah, we're probably... Having that much in there is probably too much for my power gen to handle. I'll have to do it in batches, but we'll let it run. All right, anyway, that's going to be it for today, so we'll see what how far we can get with that. Oops. And yeah, boy, did I have a lot of fun with this. But anyway, that's going to be for today, so thanks for watching, and have a good one.